I'm PolishedBlack. So today we're going to talk about hummingbirds, one of my favorite animals. I love hummingbirds. I love just seeing them floating up in the sky, you know, they're just so adorable. And I remember being at my grandmother's and seeing hummingbirds all the time. And I just recently moved into an awesome treehouse type apartment. I love it here. And I've already seen a bunch of hummingbirds outside. So I went to get them some hummingbird food, and I went and I got this here, just nectar hummingbird food, and it's red. You just add water, and I thought, cool, I'm gonna feed the hummingbirds. You know, I got hummingbird food. Well, when I got home, I found out after Googling, looking it up, just I don't know, I looked up hummingbirds thinking, like, you know, I want to find out more information about them. I actually wanted to create some of my own hummingbird feeders because at the store I usually just see, like, you know, plastic ones with a little red bottom, and I thought I want to be a little more creative and, you know, put some really cool hummingbird feeders in the trees. And, you know, while I was doing the research, I found out that this stuff here, this one and all the other ones you find at the store that have red dye in them are actually poisonous. Yes, you heard me correctly. Poisonous. They are selling poison at the stores and saying, feed this to your hummingbirds. You know what happens to your hummingbirds? They don't come back because they die. The red dye that is in this shit kills hummingbirds. So I wanted to make this video, this is like one of my first videos I'm doing for this, about hummingbirds and save the frigging hummingbirds. Like, this is so pathetic. I cannot believe. I mean, I know there's a lot of things in the stores these days that are actually poison for humans and animals. I understand that. Most of the cat food and dog food you feed your animals are actually is poison. But we'll talk about that another time. So I really want to see hummingbirds thrive in this world. I love them, and if you love hummingbirds, if you love birds in general, if you love animals in general, tell your supermarkets, your Big Lots, that's where I got this, you know, any store in the area that you might see this nectar hummingbird food, red. It has red dye in it. The red dye is what kills them. So it has red food, artificial food colorings, and it even has a preservative and acid, sucrose. Like, basically all the hummingbirds need is some sugar, water, and that makes them happy. And, you know, when they can't get the nectar from the fruits and vegetables, or I'm sorry, from the flowers, fruits and vegetables, from the flowers and the plants, you know, it's nice for them to be able to kind of go over to a tree or someone's yard or patio where they're actually feeding them with love, like saying, hey. And, you know, I think they like to be seen because they're beautiful little creatures. So I think that they like being seen. I think they like being friendly. So I think, you know, feeding them is always a good thing. But you have to take care of your food even. So, for example, right now I got some water boiling. I'm just going to turn this down. So basically, how you make hummingbird food is very easy. You want to get sugar, and it's 1 part. It's 4 parts water, 1 part sugar. So I have 1/4 of a cup right here of sugar, and I have 1 cup of water boiling right now. And it just started boiling, so I'm going to add the sugar now so that it doesn't overboil or anything like that or get too hot. I'm actually going to turn the temperature down just a little. But now what I am doing is I am using organic sugar, and I believe in using all organic all the time, okay? But, you know, especially for these hummingbirds. Now, one of the things that we're going to talk about is that, you know, you have to change the food. I'm going to turn it up a little just to get it to boil because I want to melt the sugar. And I'm just going to stir it, and it's almost melted, so we're doing really good here. One of the things is that you want to change the water every 3 to 5 days. If you notice it looking a little foggy, or if you notice any mold especially, you do not want these little baby creatures to have any type of bacteria in their bodies. It kills them. So you really want to make sure that you change your hummingbird food every 3 to 5 days. So that's why I'm only making, you know, some people, they say use like 4 cups of water and a whole cup of sugar, and then put it in the refrigerator. But because, you know, I will every 3 to 5 days just make this little batch, I'm not too worried about it. You know, I'm not going to make a huge batch. I'm just going to make this little batch, fill up my little feeders, and then in 3 to 5 days I'll make another one. Because that way it's actually the safest, it's the cleanest form of this little sugar water here. It looks so good, I want to drink it. It looks like almost like rock candy. It has like that, like, you can't really see it, it's just so cool. I can't explain it. It's just like the way the water looks. I'm not tripping, people. I am not tripping, not today. Anyways. So I'm gonna keep that there. That is all done, actually. And then the reason I'm doing this, it's kind of getting late, so I wanted to make sure I had it done by the morning, so that in the morning, because they come out pretty early, I've seen them out there really early, so I want to have these out there so that they'll be there in the morning. So one of the things I want to talk about is, so one of the reasons they color the food red is because red attracts them. So, you know, you don't need the red food coloring, but you could get a feeder with red on the bottom or red on the top, whatever. A lot of them have perches, some look like strawberries, you know. There's all different kinds of bird feeders. Now, I actually don't really recommend getting a plastic hummingbird feeder. I mean, at first, yes, because, so what I did was I got these two just to kind of get started, just to have the attraction, you know, just to start it up, just to let the hummingbirds know, hey, I got food for you. And then once I, you know, because I just moved in, once I, you know, get settled in, I want to make my own hummingbird feeders. So I would like to use glass, you know, and, you know, I'll make a video about that. Do-it-yourself hummingbird feeders. But for right now, I just wanted to talk about the fact that this is poison. Please do not feed this to hummingbirds. And if you can take that extra step to point it out to the supermarket, like, excuse me, but this is poison and it should not be on the shelves of your store. We need people to do this. You know, I'm going to start writing emails and I'm just going to say, hey, you know, you really shouldn't be selling this. I'm going to write an email to the company. I should have did that already. I don't know why I didn't do that yet. But it's just something that's really important, is that we need to save the birds, the animals, we need to save this planet. Respect your mother, that's why I wore the shirt. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make sure this is still pretty melted here. And then I'm going to just, once it cools off, I'm going to put them in this hummingbird feeder. And this one's so simple. You know, you just fill it up, put the lid back on, and it's ready to go. It doesn't have a perch, so you don't get to see them land and stay there forever. So I'd like to make one that has a perch. I use this I got from, I don't know, I got it from something that some other planter or something, but it comes in handy for everything I do because I live in a treehouse. So what I do is I just kind of use this to put this up in the tree, and I just like hang it over a branch, and I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to take the camera over to the patio once I get these filled up before it gets dark, and we're going to put them in the trees. And I like to pick areas that are pretty shady because the sun will actually make it ferment faster, which will, you know, create the bacteria and all that. So as long as you have it in a shady area, but in an area where you can peek out your window and see them, you'll be fine. And every 3 to 5 days you want to change the nectar, the sugar water, in your feeders. And like I said, I use organic always. So I think they're gonna feel really special, you know, knowing that this is, you know, the purest. Also, my water, I use filtered water, and I put I love you, thank you, and my water is my water's happy. So, you know, keep your water happy, keep your hummingbirds happy, and, you know, every morning you can wake up to, you know, just the start of a good vibration, of a good day, and let's go outside, get some fresh air. So that's pretty cool, so it's like right there. And what I really want to do is just kind of have the thing face this way, the flower, but you know, it's always moving. Trees are always moving in the wind, so it's going to move a little. And then I'm going to put another one, and I just think this just comes in so handy. But I'm going to put another one in the other window over there, which means I have to actually do another lean over there. It's actually kind of far. But I'll get a view from the window, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll see some hummingbirds. So that's where I put it, right up there. And, you know, like I said, it's sunset, so I doubt we'll see any now, but maybe tomorrow morning. I will keep you posted, updated. All right. Maybe we'll get to see a bunch. It'll be fun. Rock your magic.